Hello everyone, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to do the reader time capsule book tag. I saw this video and this idea from Jesse the Reader. I will link his channel down in the description below. I haven't seen any other booktuber do this video. I know a lot of us have been doing the New Year booktuber tag. I did that tag last year, but I just found the questions in this tag to be more fun to answer. And I just thought that it would be really fun and really cool to look back each year at the answers that I give for all of these questions. So without further ado, let's get into it. There's only 9 questions to discuss. The first question, let me get my notes here. It says, book that impacted you the most recently. For that, I'm going to go with Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 1 in her War of Lost Hearts trilogy, and I just noticed that there's like a ton of glitter on my copy for some reason. But this is the first and only book that I have read by Carissa Broadbent. Let me just tell you that I am now a Carissa Broadbent girly. I have since bought every book of hers that is available. Oh my god, this book knocked me on my ass and in the best way possible. So just to give you a brief summary, there's a lot going on in this series, in this world, but we have Tasana, who is a slave. There's aspects of this series that definitely give me Throne of Glass vibes, by the way. So if you love that series, that's one of my top like 5 favorite series ever. So if you're into that series like I am, you will love this book. But we have Tasana, who is a slave. She tries to buy her freedom. It goes wrong. She ends up accidentally murdering her owner, and now she's on the run. She is trying to get to this magical organization known as the Order. She's trying to join their ranks, but in order for her to join the ranks of this organization, she needs to get some training done, and so she ends up being paired up with Max, our hero, who is a very reluctant mentor to her. And so in that way, this definitely gave me Heir of Fire vibes specifically. But what ensues between the two of them is just this beautiful and stunning friends to lovers romance. Oh my god, so beautiful. But there is also so much going on in this world. There is a war brewing, because of course there is. This is a fantasy series. And of course it's called the War of Lost Hearts series, right? The magic system in this is so cool. I know that we have so much more to learn about the magic system in here, but what we've learned so far is so interesting. This book, I cannot stop thinking about it. I truly think this is a perfectly crafted first book in an epic fantasy series. Easily one of the best first books in a series I've ever read. Oh my god, I can only imagine how incredible books 2 and 3 are going to be, because I've heard that they're even better than this somehow. Wow, did this book impact me. And I cannot wait to continue on with the series. Oh my god, just so amazing. So next, book 2 is kind of a similar question. It's a book that you loved the most recently. For this one, I'm gonna go with Secrets and Masks by Emerald Slytherin. This is a very long, very dark Hermione fan fiction that definitely has similar vibes to Manacled. So if you loved that fan fiction, I would recommend trying this one out. I will say, I do want to point out that this has a non-traditional happily ever after, and I know that that would deter some people from reading this, but I personally felt that the ending was beautiful and it was a happy ending, just not in the traditional sense. I don't want to spoil anything, but I did want to point that out. So the author of this fanfiction was inspired by Senlin Yu's writing of Manacled, specifically how Senlin Yu wrote about Hermione's memories in that fanfiction. So that is definitely incorporated into this one. So just like with Manacled, Draco Malfoy is now Voldemort's right-hand man. The war has been going on for 10 years. The Order is definitely losing. And like I said, Draco is Voldemort's right-hand man. He also has this dragon, which is amazing. We love dragons in fantasy books, and the fact that Draco has one, love that. And so there's this mission that Hermione is on that goes wrong, and Draco takes Hermione captive, and he is trying to go through her memories using occlumency. And so things just go on from there. This is just an epic, truly epic, hate to love, enemies to lovers romance. Like, we've got straight up hate sex going on, you know? And there's like an amazing found family element and so many plot twists and turns. This is longer than Manacled, y'all. Like, you have to commit to this fanfic for sure, but there is an audiobook for this on Spotify, so I would definitely recommend going that route because it definitely made this fanfic feel a lot shorter than it actually was. And this is just one of those books, one of those fanfictions that upon reflection, I love it more and more and more. So yeah, I personally would highly recommend this if you are in the mood for a very dark wartime Dramini fanfiction. There's just some really cool things going on in this story. So question 3 is, what style of storytelling do you love to see in books? I wanted to skip this question just because when I read, I'm not really analyzing the writing style and the storytelling style. Like, I'm just here for the vibes. If I'm having a good time, I'm having a good time. But one style that I really do enjoy is time jumps. I know that sometimes that can be confusing to some readers, and sometimes it takes me some time to get used to it, depending on the book that I'm reading. But most of the time I really do enjoy it, and I think that it can be a really cool way of storytelling. Other than that, like, I can't really give you any specific kind of style. I mean, I love a dual POV, who doesn't, especially in romance, but yeah, other than that, like, I don't really have a good answer for this question. Question 4 is current favorite genre. Definitely fantasy and fantasy romance. I'm currently filming a fantasy romance reading vlog. I just released a video where I was talking about series that I had started recently that I want to continue, and most of those series are fantasy and fantasy romance. Like, clearly that is my mood. I'm also definitely in a Dramini and fan fiction era as well. Like I said earlier in this video, like, yeah, those are just the only kinds of stories that I am interested in right now. Next is favorite format. Definitely an audiobook paired with either an ebook or a physical book. Oh my god, that is truly the best way to read, guys. If you have never tried listening to an audiobook while following along with an ebook or physical version, like, please try it out, please. I find that it is the most immersive way of reading. I find that I don't get distracted as easily when I am taking in both formats, versus if I'm just listening to an audiobook, I find that my mind can wander, or if I'm just reading a physical version, I find that like any little noise can distract me, and I tend to check my phone and like my social medias more when I'm only reading one format. So the next question in Jesse's video was your favorite bookmark, but I didn't really feel inspired to answer that question, so I decided to change it to my favorite reading accessory. So I recently got some earbuds and earphones that I am absolutely obsessed with and would highly recommend. I will leave links to these down in the description below, but first of all are my earbuds that I use when I'm on the go. What I really love about these is that they completely wrap around the ear, so they stay in my ears better. I find that regular earbuds are either really uncomfortable after a while, or they just slip out of my ears, whereas these stay in and they're far more comfortable than anything else I've ever used. Plus they have like 80 hours of battery life, which is really great, and this cute little carrying case. And then I recently got these wireless earphones that were pretty inexpensive. I believe they were like 20 or 30 bucks. And these also have 80 hours of battery life, and it has just made reading at home so much easier and just more enjoyable. For a while I was using like regular wired earphones or headphones, and I just found that to be annoying if I ever had to like get up and get something or do some cleaning. So it's just like so much more convenient to have like wireless headphones. So if you're someone like me who has been sleeping on wireless headphones, do yourself a favor and try them out because they have truly, truly been a game changer for me. Next question, I believe we only have a couple left. What do you think your reading year will look like? Honestly, I have a very short answer to this. It's gonna be a lot of mood reading. In 2023, I was still making monthly TBRs and I was really struggling to get to them because I was finding that by the time it was time to pick up these books, I was no longer in the mood for that genre or that book or what have you. And so then I was picking up other things and then I would get mad at myself for not sticking to my TBR, even though it's really not that serious. It really isn't. So over the past few months, I've realized that I am truly a mood reader. At least for the time being, I'm definitely a mood reader. So I'm no longer making monthly TBRs. I do have books that are on my radar that I would love to pick up at some point, but I have just been so much happier being a mood reader and not trying to make myself stick to an actual TBR. So yes, 2024 is going to be the year of mood reading for sure. Question 8, video that you're the most proud of from 2023. I have a couple of answers for this question. For the singular video that I'm the most proud of, that would definitely be my ranking of Tessa Dare's books, because I ranked all like 20 Tessa Dare books that I've read from my least favorite to my most favorite, and that took so much time and planning to do. Even though, again, it's really not all that serious, but to me it is, because Tessa Dare is one of my favorite authors, so I really wanted to put the time into making sure that my ranking was perfect. So I'm really happy with how that video turned out. And then in 2023, I hosted 2 read-alongs. These were my very first read-alongs that I have ever hosted. The first one was the Folk of the Air read-along that I did back in January. I believe my co-hosts were Chandler, Christy, and Melissa, and Samantha. Yes, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. That was such a fun time. We read the entire Folk of the Air trilogy, as well as The Stolen Heir, which is the newest book in that world. And then in the summer of 2023, I hosted a Tessa Dare read-along with some amazing friends, Tiffany, Ava, B, and Samantha. And oh my God, that was such a fun time. I remember seeing some messages from B a while back that a lot of her subscribers had told her that that Tessa Dare read-along was like the highlight of their year. So if you participated in one or both of those read-alongs, thank you so, so much. I'm so happy with how both of those read-alongs turned out. I had so much fun discussing these books with not only my amazing co-hosts, but with you guys in general. And I definitely want to host more read-alongs in 2024. I just don't have any concrete plans yet. And the final question, at least I think it's the final question, it is, is YouTube channel you've been loving. Oh my God. Rachel from Raven-Haired Reader. I am absolutely obsessed with her and her channel, and I don't know what it is about her specifically, but every time she uploads a video, I have to like drop everything I'm doing and immediately watch it. I don't know why, because I follow so many amazing booktubers, you know, so many of my friends are booktubers and I love their content as well, but something about Rachel and her videos, especially her reading vlogs, like they are just so addictive to me and I have to watch every single one of them. Yeah, I love her content. She's really into fantasy and fantasy romance, and given that I'm in my fantasy era right now, I'm like doubly obsessed with her and her channel. But yeah, like cannot recommend her enough. But I also, like I said, I have so many friends that make amazing content as well. I want to give a special shout out to B from Mama Needs to Read Romance as well, because she, first of all, is a lovely human, a lovely person, but I love these skits that she does at the beginning of like every video of hers. They are so funny, so clever, so creative. I just love them so much, and she makes me laugh so much. So I highly recommend her channel as well. But yeah, those were just like the two channels that popped into my head when I read this question. So with all that being said, that's gonna be it for this reader time capsule video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Definitely leave a comment below if you want to answer these questions yourself. I will try to remember to list all the questions in the description below. I would also love it if you would leave a like and subscribe, and I thank you so much in advance if you do, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!